Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about starting solid foods for babies. What are the must-haves or the essentials that you will need to start that transition into solid foods, or if you are doing baby-led weaning. So this goes for both, whether you're using pureed foods or you're doing baby-led weaning. This list will definitely help you in that area, just to make sure that you're prepared, that you have all the essentials that you need. Now obviously, just like any video on my channel, all of these items are my opinion. These are things that are our favorites here with myself and with my kids and baby boy. So these are tried and true items that I have used over the years with all four of my babies, especially Knox. Obviously right now we are going through baby-led weaning. If you don't know already, my youngest son Knox is 9 months old. He just turned 9 months old and I cannot believe it. But then I also have two other boys and a daughter. My daughter is a toddler, she's 2 years old. I have a son, Abel, that is 5, soon to be 6, and then a Georgie who is 8 years old. Before we jump right in, definitely make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, because I would love to have you here in this Soul Tribe Mama family. And everything that I talk about in this video will be linked down below for you guys if you need those links. Now, you don't have to buy all of these things if you don't have them. You may already have similar items at home that you can use. Just because you don't have these exact brand items, it doesn't mean that you're doing a bad job or that you don't know what you're doing. Just use what works for you and your baby. These are just the things that we like here in our home. Okay, the number one item you're gonna need, I think is pretty obvious, but it is a high chair, or you could even use a booster seat. Now the high chair we have is the IKEA high chair. It's a $20 high chair, but we upgraded it with some Yeah Baby Good items. So that is my second must-have or essential, only because the Yeah Baby Good site, I will link it down below. They have the mat that goes on top of the tray to help with cleanup. They have a really big mat that goes underneath the high chair, which that would be, if you were going to get anything from that site, it would be that to help you. Mainly because there are going to be lots of messes and the babies are going to spill things and things are going to drop on the floor, and it's nice to have a mat underneath your high chair to be able to clean up and wipe up really easily, especially if you have rugs under your tables or close to your tables where the high chair is going to be. That really helps out. And then the other perks of that is the IKEA high chair, for example, it is white and metal. So if you want to make it look a little bit more upgraded, they do have leg wraps that you can get in different wood colors. They have metallic colors, and then they also have matching cushion covers that you can kind of mix and match with the mats and the mat on the floor and the leg wraps. They have a they also have a footrest that you can get, which the IKEA high chair does not come with any type of footrest, and footrests are actually really good for babies when they're starting solid foods. It just helps ground themselves as they're eating. Those are the things that we love, but the main one is going to be a high chair with a mat underneath it. Obviously the mat on the tray is great for cleanup, but especially the mat underneath. If you're only going to get one thing, it would be the mat that goes underneath the high chair. Now, when I talked about a booster seat, this is the one I'm going to pull out. This is actually a portable booster chair that you can take with you out and about when you're taking your baby somewhere. Maybe you go on a picnic or you're out somewhere and you don't want to put them, either you don't have a high chair accessible or you don't want to sit them in a booster seat somewhere near the table. You can either put this on the table or on the ground, and it comes in this really handy little case here. It also comes with a tray that is detachable, so you can use it for them to just sit in, or if they need to eat, it comes with their very own little tray to put their food on, which is a reason why I would use this to eat as a high chair. So like I said, if you're out and about, or even if you're at home and you want to sit on the floor with your other kids and your baby's up in the high chair, maybe it's not the best because you need to be with everybody all at once and they don't want to be in the kitchen, then there's times that I can set this out in the living room on a blanket or something and feed him while we're all sitting on the floor playing with the other kids. So this is what it looks like. It literally folds out like one of those camping chairs, and then the tray clips onto these right here. And then another thing I love is that the bases on here are super wide and sturdy and flat. So this chair is going to be sturdy on any surface, really. So another thing I like too is that it's got a little pocket in the back, a little mesh pocket. So if you need to put any like dirty clothes that got messy after eating, you could shove them in here, close it up, put it in there, take it home, and then wash it. It also comes with a strap down here to strap them in case your baby likes to wiggle a lot and try to get out of their seat. So that's really helpful. And then, like I said, it goes all back into its own case. So either one of those, whether it's a high chair or a booster seat, you definitely need those for feeding time. You could have both like we do. So if you need to use this when you're going somewhere or just at home and you just don't want to put them in the high chair. And then, like I said, the IKEA high chair is a great deal because it's only $20. Now, after you put on all those extra accessories from Yeah Baby Goods, it comes out to be about the same amount as your average high chair. But I still think it's way cuter. You can change it out as you go. You know, if your color palette changes and you want different color mats and different color cushions and all of that, I just think that is so cool. Okay, on to number 3. Number 3 is going to be silicone bibs or a apron bib, I guess is what I would call a smock bib. So the first one, the silicone bibs, are the reason I love these ones. This is from Mushy and it comes in a million colors and patterns and so many different things to choose from. It's also on Amazon. This one is great for one, it's easy cleanup. When they're done, you just rinse it off. I even put this in the dishwasher if it gets too messy and I don't want to rinse it by hand. And you know, it's still in great shape. I actually bought this for my daughter, and so that's why it's like this peachy color. It's got kind of like a sprinkle look to it, and I need to get more because we only have this one, but I want to get more for him. More neutral colors that I like for baby boy. But I love that it has this little pocket here because it catches any of the food that your baby is going to drop, which is going to happen a whole lot. And if it's pureed foods, then it's going to get on everything else. So if it gets caught in here, it's easy cleanup. But also if baby is dropping foods like finger foods and they fall in here, they can actually use this area to pick it back up and put it back in their mouth. So you're not losing all the food on the ground. They're actually able to still eat that food because it's caught in the pouch. Okay, the next one is another one that I want to get more of. I only have this one and I grabbed it when I was at IKEA getting the high chair. This is what I would call like a smock bib or an apron bib because it's a full body bib. It's a full shirt bib. It's long sleeve. It has this little elastic around the wrist so that it closes around the wrist. So if their arms are moving in the food, it's not going down into their arms and their shirt. And then in the back, all it has is this little Velcro piece at the very top neck area. So this back piece is open. It's not going to be too hot on them. And then it also has a little pocket in the front, but I will say that the pocket is really not, it doesn't do the same thing as this one. So the food may get caught in there, but it may also not get caught in there and just kind of flip out of it. So that part we don't really care for, but I do love that it covers his whole front and arm. So if he's wearing like a long sleeve shirt and I don't want to just take all of his clothes off when he eats, I know that this will cover his shirt and it won't get dirty. And then this as well, you can just rinse it off by hand. I've also put this in the washing machine if it's just like, it's just too much of a mess and I don't want to clean it. I put it on cold with just a couple of other things. I try not to put it in there with a ton of things like towels and things like that. And then obviously do not dry this because the material that's on the outside will probably melt in the dryer. So I just take it out of the washer. I hang it over the high chair to let it air dry until we need it again. And I kind of just flip-flop between these two depending on what he's eating. But again, I love this. I just do not like these colors. I'm not a fan of these colors. And I've found a couple really cute neutral ones on Amazon, which I would love to order soon. I'll link the Amazon ones down below and I will link this IKEA one. I think they only have this pattern at IKEA, like just this one. They don't have any other ones to choose from. I didn't see any on the site and I didn't see any in store either. So if you just want to try it out and you have an IKEA local to you, I think it would be great, especially if you're going to go and pick up your high chair at the same time. Just grab one and see how you like it. And that's kind of the reasons why I bought it there, because I've seen them before, but I didn't know if it was going to work, if it was going to be too big on him, which by the way, they don't come in sizes, but I put this on him when he was 6 months old. It seemed a little big, but it still did its job. Like this was tight enough around his wrist. It didn't look like it swallowed him up and it covered his clothes really well. So I do know a couple other sites that actually have the colors that I want. They're a little bit pricier, which is why I didn't want to spend the money just yet until I knew for sure I liked them. So I definitely want to get a different color. Same thing with this one. I want to get a little bit more of a masculine color than just like a peach, which this is still considered neutral, but maybe not so pinky. So those two I definitely recommend. Now you don't need both if you don't want to. I mean, this does a great job, but just to give y'all a couple different options. Okay, number 4 is going to be these bamboo bowls and plates, and they are suction bowls and plates that actually suction to the tray or to a table, wherever you are that you need to use these. And I will say the other reason why, for example, this is the bowl, and you can also customize these right here. They come in a ton of different colors, so you can pick which color that you want. It's eco-friendly, they're easy to clean up, they're gonna last a long time. I definitely love that about these. But on this little tray right here, this thing fits perfectly on there. So that's another reason why I love these. Unless you're just gonna put it right on this tray, then that's totally fine. But just for easy cleanup, it's so much nicer to have an actual bowl or plate. So knowing that this will suction on here and actually stay on there, I love. Again, I like the size of it. It's pretty deep in there. The suction has been really good for us. I haven't had any issues so far with that. And baby boy has not. I did have somebody ask me this on Instagram when I shared about these, is when I put the mat down from Yeah Baby Goods on the tray, IKEA Highchair tray, and then put this on there, she said, well, if you're suctioning this to the mat, is the baby able to like pull this and the mat off all at one time? Is it easier for them to do that? So far, he has not been able to do that at all. It actually does not come undone. And I feel like the grip underneath the mat to the tray is really, really good too. So he can't pull that mat off the tray at all. And then you add this on top of there and he can't do that. Now, maybe if he gets a little bit older, he's like a year old or older and he's stronger and he's able to just like rip it off, maybe, but he's not that old yet. He hasn't been able to pull it off yet. So far I would say you're good. Like it's not gonna be, you know, the baby's not gonna be able to pull this off the tray with the mat. And then this is the plate. They do come in other animals, and they do come, this one for example being the fox, this one has separated like portions, areas that you can put food. They also have some other animals that are just one big plate. There's no separations going on. So it just depends on what you want, what your kid likes. Some of the plates definitely are bigger than others. Again, this being the fox, I loved the fox, but then I also loved that it did come with little portioned out areas. So if I want to give him like some cheese in this one, I put some tuna here or some, you know, grapes or watermelon or whatever. And then the back, this guy again too. The other great thing is these actually come off. So if you need to take it off for some reason to clean it better, you totally can do that. I haven't yet to have to do that. I just rinsed this and the bowl in the sink with these attached and use my little sponge to scrub it up, and that's it. But if you really needed to, you could totally take these off to try to get it clean. And it does have this little tab right here, if you can see that. So once it's suctioned to the tray or the table, and I was always like, how do I get these things off the table when he's done? Because you can't pull it. So you just take this tab and you lift the tab up, and then it gets the plate right off, which is nice, so that you're not like splattering food everywhere when you go to pull it off. I'm pretty sure the bowls come with a spoon as well. We don't really use the spoon. I give the spoon to my toddler sometimes, but I don't really use the spoon because the next item on my list is the Ryan and Rose utensils. I have a black one and a silver gray one. They come in a 2-pack. So we have 4 of these right now, and these have been amazing. I love this little braided part right here is thick enough and it has enough grip to it for them to hold it in their fist like this. And then you've got your little dip spoon here, and it's super big and wide, so you can scoop the food up in there and then hand it to baby. The food is not going to flop out of there. When they turn it a little bit, they're able to grab it with his hand and, you know, shove it right in their mouth and scoop it out. They can suck on it and all of that. And then this side is kind of like the fork masher area. So it does kind of look almost like a circle, a fork in the shape of a circle. And you can maybe mash potatoes or anything like that, just like mash it down like this, get some food in there for them, and then you can hand it to your baby and then they can hold it and feed themselves that way. So those are the reasons why I like these utensils and not using just a regular spoon. Now, if you're doing pureed foods and you are feeding your baby yourself, you could totally still use this side. But this is really good for baby led weaning because it teaches them how to feed themselves. when it comes to items like yogurt, applesauce, mashed potatoes, things like that. Eventually he will learn how to scoop them himself, but until then I'm able to put this on there for him, hand him the utensil, and he can feed himself that way. So I definitely recommend these, and they have like tons and tons of colors, y'all, like so many different colors, and you can find these at Target as well. I've got the black ones I think on Amazon, and then these ones I found at Target, so both places you can find them. Next item is a little tiny cup, and this is a silicone cup from ezpz. It has a weighted bottom so that it's not gonna like topple over or anything like that, which is great for babies because they're probably gonna knock it a million times and they don't know how to put it down straight on the base like this correctly. Really, even if your baby is doing pureed foods, you should start teaching your baby how to drink water out of this cup. For one, water is really good for them. After they hit 6 months of age, you should be giving them more water and not just formula or milk or breast milk. Number two, it teaches them how to use their motor skills to put their hands around the cup and get the cup to their mouth, make sure that they're able to put their mouth on there and drink the water out of the cup. And it's good also because, not that we don't still use straws, because I still use like sippy cups with straws for all my kids, and I will probably end up giving my baby one of those as well eventually, but it's really good for their teeth and their gums and their mouth and everything that's developing to be able to drink out of a cup rather than going from a bottle with a nipple to a sippy cup to a straw, because then their mouth is constantly having to suck. And that is what a lot of babies, you'll notice kids that get, you know, a little bit older with their teeth coming in, they start like protruding out. I guess that's the word. I don't know. But I've heard a lot of people say that that's one of the reasons why, is because they're constantly having to put their mouth in that position and suck on a straw or a sippy cup. Just good to start your baby on this. I mean, you want them to drink out of a regular cup eventually, right? So why not start now? This is the best time to start. So that's the reason why I love this, is just because of the weighted bottom. Plus it's easy cleanup, it's super tiny. They also have one called the mini. This is the tiny, and then they have a mini, right? Or maybe this is the mini and they have a tiny. I can't remember. One of the two. It's just a little bit bigger for like toddlers ages. These are great. They also come in a bunch of other colors as well. Okay, number 8 is going to be feeding pacis. Now I call them feeding pacis. I don't know if that's really the name or not. This is one example. They come in a bunch of different types that you can find on Amazon. There's a bunch of other companies that sell them, and I don't even remember what company this is. I found these at Target. It came in a 2-pack. It comes with the little lid. They, you know, if you need to take it somewhere, you don't want to get it all dirty. This part up here is silicone and squishy. It's got holes on both sides so that once you put like watermelon, grapes, you could even do pureed foods in here when they're first learning how to eat solids, just so that when they go to suck on this and bite down on it, which is really good for teething babies, but they get some kind of food or taste or juice out of it. And for one, that's getting them used to different flavors, starting solids. Number 2, it teaches them how to use their mouth to chew and to bite down on something. And then number 3 is they're going to learn how to hold it themselves and stick it in their mouth, which that is also a motor skill that they're learning. But they're going to need to learn that to use a utensil, or to even just pick up a piece of food and put it in their mouth with their hand. Now, the only thing is, oh, I guess I should show you how it opens. So if you just push this guy down, this thing pops off. You would put the food in there, and it's kind of got like this rounded edge here so that it like pushes the food up to these little holes here. But you put the food in there, you would shove it back on there, and you push this thing up and it like locks it into place. And I do really like these. The only thing I don't like is that the handle, there's no grip to this. It's very slippery and it's straight up and down. I have seen other ones on Amazon that kind of have like a circle on here that baby can like put their whole fist through and hold it like that. And I think that that would be easier for babies, especially when they're learning. When I tried to give this to baby boy when he was just learning how to eat, when I was really introducing solids to him, this is what I started with. And I put watermelon in that, and he loved chewing on it. He had no problems with that, but he could not figure out how to hold it and then actually hold it to his mouth long enough to get the food. Like he would grab it and try to get his head there, and then it would fall out of his hand or it would push away from his face. So I had to hold it there for him a couple times till he got used to that. So I do recommend these because I like the shape of it. I like all of this part of it. It's just this part that I don't like as much. So I'll link these down below, but I will also link those other ones that I was just talking about with the circle right here that seems a lot easier for a baby to hold. Both of these you can find on Amazon, so I will link both down below for you, and then you just choose which one you think would be best for you and your baby. Well, whoopsies. This is number 8, y'all, sorry. The last one was number 7. So number 8 is water wipes. And mainly because this is super easy to keep with you at all times, to have some in your purse, in your diaper bag, in the kitchen, in the living room, in your, I have a little basket that we keep water wipes and diapers and extra things in the living room so that we have extras and we don't have to like run to the nursery or to the other bedroom or to this bedroom and grab what we need. And grab what we need. So these are great to have because all it is water wipes. Pretty much self-explanatory. But when your baby's eating and they get all messy and you need something to wipe them with, this is really handy. Now, you could totally use a washcloth with some water on it. Yes, totally fine. But I do feel like when it's at that point where it's just like so gross and messy and just everywhere, these, I would rather use these to start the cleanup with, and then once I've gotten majority of like the food and everything else off of my baby and off of wherever I'm cleaning, then I come in with the washcloth, or usually I just throw them in the bathtub, put them in the bathtub and clean them up, take his clothes off or whatever it is and throw them in the wash. So I really think that these are great. I don't recommend using any other wipes because they're gonna have alcohol and other kinds of perfumes and things in there that you don't wanna have that like around your baby's mouth and their nose and their eyes when you're cleaning them off, or even their hands, because then they're gonna stick their hands in their mouth. That just is gross. So that's why I would recommend having these. But again, you know, you could totally just use a washcloth and some water. That works too. Okay, these next 2 items I don't have here with me. I will share pictures and clips of these as I talk about them. So number 9 is going to be teether crackers, or little puff crackers, I guess you would call them. I don't remember the brand, but they are called puffs. And literally all they are these little tiny like rice cracker looking things, and they melt almost immediately when baby puts them in their mouth. But these are great for snacks if you're out and your baby's getting cranky and you know they're getting hungry and the milk is just not doing it for them. Giving them a couple of these while you're out is great because it's not necessarily something real heavy on their stomach. It's not going to get them full or anything, but it's just something for them to keep them occupied. And it's great for them to learn textures. Plus, you don't have to worry about a choking hazard because they melt so quickly. So that's another reason why I love them. The teething crackers are really long, so it makes it easier for babies when they're starting to learn how to eat, how to hold something in their hand and put it in their mouth to chew on it and to eat it. Okay, number 10, last but not least, is going to be a silicone placemat. It's something that you're going to need if you like to eat out a lot and take your baby with you. Maybe you guys are on vacation a lot this summer, even in the wintertime, and you're bringing your baby along. It's just nice to have somewhere for them to eat something if you didn't bring the bowl, or if you really don't need to use the bowl and they like to eat off of a table. You have a mat that you can set down. They can get their food all over it, their snacks all over it, and then you can just wipe it clean, put it in your bag, and take it home to clean off and rinse off later. It's super easy to clean as well, just like the silicone bibs. Again, they're very compact. They're easy to just like roll up, put them in your bag, take them to go. Easy to clean up and wipe up, take them home later on and rinse them off. They come in tons of colors and patterns, just like the silicone bib. Like I said, Mushy has a lot of them. And they even have like a teeny tiny lip around the edges. They come in like a half moon shape, which again is really nice because if you don't have a whole lot of space, it's just really, it's small enough for baby to use. It doesn't take up the whole table, and it's easy and compact to roll up, put in your bag. So I would definitely recommend having that, especially if you are a single mom or if your husband is out of town all the time and works a lot and you're all on your own. These are the types of things that are going to help your life go a little bit smoother. Just take a little bit of that extra mess and weight off of you because you're going to have these gadgets and things that are going to help. Again, y'all, all of these things I recommend. All of these things have been tried and true for me and my kids and my baby. And of course, all of these things are my opinion. If you have any questions on any of this stuff, I'm always here. You can always ask me down in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching and for all your love and support for my channel. I see you and I love you back. And I'm so excited for all of you mamas out there that are newly pregnant, either with your first or your fourth baby, whatever it may be, but are pregnant here now in 2021. I'm so excited for y'all. And don't forget, I have tons of content for you. You can go to my playlist. I have playlists for pregnancy, postpartum. I have playlists for routines and hauls. So check those out and get some more inspiration, maybe some more advice if you're needing it, or product reviews that you need. Again, y'all, thank you so much for supporting this channel. That means that you support me and my kiddos and my hubby. My hubby's part of the family. So thank you so much. And my kids love y'all as well. They're always asking about mommy's followers and her subscribers. And I just think it's so cute because they love my channel, they love YouTube, so they always ask about my channel and they ask about y'all. And I think that's so cool that we get to become this community and this band of mamas that are strong, that are beautiful, that are gonna raise amazing children, that are kind and loving and compassionate. So I love you guys. I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.